morning, everyone.
Hey, we're here.
Welcome to the 12 Today After Show, where basically it's your show. You get to talk to us directly. We're talking about some of the hot topics that came from our morning show on 12 Today from 4:30 to 7 a.m. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Facebook Live. This is honestly one of my favorite things to have this show because I feel like it gives us an opportunity to really talk to you at home.
So much more conversational. Obviously, we get your text to Text Team 12 during the show, and we try to respond to those as quickly as we can, but this gives us a little bit larger window to do that. A lot of people weighing in on text etiquette this morning, which was great because there are a lot of different opinions on that. So we want you to continue to weigh in on that topic in particular. And we were talking about college tuition.
Yeah, this was one of the big talkers that we had. I know, and I know a lot of people have opinions about this, and we want to hear your opinion too. With the cost of college skyrocketing, when we say skyrocketing, I mean it's honestly ridiculous in some cases. To come out of college with $150,000 in debt or more, it's insane. But choosing a major that will pay off is obviously crucial. Some people dictate their entire lives just on how I can pay back my loans as quickly as possible. According to Bankrate.com, actuarial science is the most valuable college major. You looked that up.
What is that? I had to look it up. It
What is
actually leads to careers in finance, management, and marketing. What I didn't know is that the average salary is more than $108,000.
Average.
Wow, average.
Average. Now, everyone talk about, when I got out of college and I started this business, I made $20,000 a year. What were you, Jimmy Q?
And that was your gross income.
My first job was $11,000 a year. And this was
serious?
This was in 1991. This isn't a long time ago. 91, 92, 11,000. Then I jumped to 14,000 for my first reporting job. And then I went through a bunch of years where I was making 8,000 and then 9
How did you
and then
survive?
11.
Makes me sick.
And then when I went to Corpus Christi, Texas, I jumped to a big, it was a big one, 21,000.
Yes.
And this was in the late 90s. And then I went to 22,000 the next.
And this isn't the only industry where you're kind of, nickel and diming everything the first few years to try to make it and get there.
And work your way up.
And that's kind of where you start. And you sort of know that going into it. Doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah.
But they do tell you, it's going to be pennies coming in, peanuts rather.
But even when you make it to the top now, the money isn't the same. I remember when I was growing up, the anchors made tons of money. And now it's not like that. And they think we're all millionaires, and it's not true. No, I still budget.
From Ross?
Yeah, I shop at Ross.
Hey, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody
Keeps everyone
should shop
grounded.
at Ross or
I'll shop at
Marshalls or
Ross
any of
until
those
I'm 90.
secondhand places or whatever.
Heck
Everybody
yeah.
should.
Ooh, High Society, that's a great place to check out too, because people take their old clothes, and a lot of them still have the tags that women just decided, hey, I'm not going to wear it.
Well, there
Find
you
a lot of
go,
good stuff
ladies.
there.
Okay, some other career opportunities that lead to bigger money. Finance management. Oh, no. This was the actuarial science. Zoology comes in second as actually giving you the most, most money.
That's great for animal lovers.
Nuclear engineering rounds out the top three. The least valuable college major is miscellaneous fine arts. It's not surprising.
And who's going into it thinking, I want miscellaneous fine arts? Fine arts, fine. Okay, by all means, but miscellaneous.
Keeping your options open. It sounds like non-committal.
I got two words as far as college for the future. Trade school.
Right.
Unless you get
Learn
a decent
skill.
degree that has something to do with science, finance, something that's going to be hardcore, you don't need to get these degrees in liberal arts. They're not going to help you. You can go to a 2-year school like they do in Europe, and you get that done. And a lot of companies are hiring right now without degrees.
Some major companies agree with you, Rachel, in this story.
And if the majors that we mentioned don't interest you, this might. More companies dropping college degree requirements altogether. They're not saying you shouldn't seek higher education, but that no degree is necessary to actually work for the company. Some of the 15 big companies saying no bachelor degree is just fine.
Yep.
They include Google, Nordstrom, Bank of America, Ernst & Young was a surprising one for me, IBM, and Apple. Which Apple doesn't surprise me as much because you're hiring with that company, like these kids, they don't need college to tell them how to work these iPhones and to be on the up and up with technology and so on and so forth. So the changes come as students consider whether college is worth, those high costs.
Yeah, because I'm still paying my student loans.
Me too.
They're terrible, and we're going to wreck our society. We're making it so inaccessible for so many people. You're going to create a base of people that don't have college, that don't have the high salaries, and people that do are going to have to pay for the have-nots. I mean, this is really a bad trend.
When you guys look back at the experience of college, though, do you think that also plays into was it worth it?
So asking about experience, invaluable, because it allowed for opportunities and doors to open that wouldn't have otherwise opened had I just decided maybe just stick with community college or no school or just high school graduation. So it allotted a lot of opportunities.
That's true, like internships.
Internships.
Because you have to be enrolled in a university or
right, exactly.
To go, to participate in an internship too.
Those are
It opened a lot of doors for me, but the truth is, had I gone to another type of a trade school, I could have learned what I learned on my own, I really could have.
I think you're right to suggest learning a specific skill. I think that's what a lot of people love about broadcast journalism is you go in, you learn how to use editing systems and cameras and equipment so that even if you're not on television per se, you could do stuff with marketing. Obviously, social media is a huge one, so people go out and they shoot the videos, they edit them on their phones, and then poof, they're getting a paycheck at the end of the week from this company that needs someone who's tech savvy.
But there are also kids that know how to do this that are 13 years old. That have never, that don't have over $100,000 in debt for education.
Tutorial YouTube video.
So.
Are you seeing any comments? Is anyone weighing in on the topic, or are they just saying hi in cute dress, Vanessa?
They're saying good morning. So good morning to Alexis, Jason, Darlene, Gabby, Leslie. They're all just checking in with us right now.
Thank you for checking in.
Yeah.
Rose.
Okay, so another big topic that has a lot of us talking, and you're on your phone probably right now.
Yeah.
If you're watching us, we always have our phones in our hands, and if you don't text back fast enough, you might be offending some people. New research from Google found waiting more than 20 minutes to respond to a text message could be seen as rude. That delayed response can feel like a snub to the person sending a text. The study also found people on the receiving end often feel pressure to respond immediately or within a reasonable amount of time. We talked about this, and it's the latest in our In Case You Missed It segment. Check it out. You get a text message from someone. Do you guys like to respond right away, or do you wait a minute? What's
in a timely manner? I always do. It's just respectful. Yeah, I really do.
I mean, because we do always have them, I usually just text back right away. Otherwise, I will forget, and then it may look rude, but it's an accident.
Yes.
For me, it depends if I have my phone on me, because sometimes I'm working out or I'm at work and I don't have it on me, and also who the person is that's texting me. Like if it's a family member or something, I mean, unless it's my mom, of course, she gets a text back right away. Yeah. But anybody else, it's like if I'm busy, I'll get back to you in a moment.
Sure. Should we go to dating now?
Let's go right into dating.
Let's go to dating. Okay, thoughts, dating-wise, if it's a guy?
If I'm into a girl, and I know guys, I'm speaking for men here, if I'm into a girl, I'm going to respond. I mean, I might wait 5 or 10 minutes, that cool thing, like not right on it, but you're going to get one. If I'm not into you, if he's not into you girls, he's not going to respond.
But you don't want to be too available like that fast. Like, if someone is texting,
right away,
like I was texting someone not that long ago and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, it took me longer to get back to you. And I'm like, it's totally okay, no worries, because if you respond back like that all the time,
then the one time you don't, they're like, are you okay? Are you dead?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
You're allowed to give it some breathing room.
Maybe within the hour, but any longer than that, and you're in trouble.
I love the dog. Everyone has different opinions.
Yeah, they do.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
So if you're getting that bent over not getting a response, just call them and be like, excuse me.
That's exactly what Jason said here. He said, the whole point of texting is being able to get back to someone at your convenience. If you desire an immediate response, call them.
Nailed it, Jason. Thank you.
However, some people don't pick up the phone anymore.
I don't like the calls.
Just leave them one of those horrible voicemails. That's
I don't like the calls. I sent my friend a funny text the other day, and he called me right back. I'm like, what do I do?
You're like, whoa.
I gave it to my fiance. I'm like, what do I do with this? I don't know. And I'm like, just let it go to voicemail. I don't want to talk to you. I just want to text you.
Well, you know what's tricky too about, especially like people who may work overnights or something like that. You sleep sometimes during the day.
Yeah.
I take a big long nap during the day sometimes with my kids, and then you don't get back to someone like when the boss calls and you wait 2 hours to get back to them. I feel like an idiot.
I can't be reached from 1 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, forget it.
It's quiet
exhausting.
That's okay.
You know what? You're not really missing anything in the middle of the day either, I've come to find.
Robocalls. Yeah, darn it. Missed that one.
You know, I always get the calls right before I'm getting ready to go to bed. All the text messages. I'm like, I'm going to bed. Yes. I can't respond back to you right now.
So, ladies.
Yes.
When a guy texts you and you like them, typically, how long do you wait to respond? And you like the person.
Okay, go ahead. If I like them, sometimes I'll wait on purpose so that they don't assume that I'm always available and can be reached, because it might look a little sad for me. And also, if you're not available the one time they're like, is everything okay? I was really worried. And I'm like, okay, first of all, this is over before it even started.
Oh. You don't want to, so the thing is, you don't want, even if you like them,
I'm a big girl.
You don't want to be too available.
Yeah.
Right.
Because then it just seems like you're eager, you know, like you have nothing else going on in your world. And obviously, you know, you have to be busy. And I think that's more appealing to a guy, that if you have other things going on and not just focusing on them. I think that brings them in a little bit more to be like, oh.
So would you agree, as a guy, when a girl would text you back really quickly, was it creepy?
Yeah, you don't want to go too fast.
Yeah.
I mean, but it has to be periodic, and you have to return it.
Right.
It's going to come back. It could be an hour, it could be 2 hours, but it's going to come back relatively soon. If you wait too long on either end, either she's not into you or you're not into them. So girls, if it takes way too long, and then the excuses start coming in, I'm a little too busy, I was wrapped up. You're never too busy.
Yeah. But you know, at the same end, if like I've texted guys before, and they literally, I feel like they have their phone in their hand and they're waiting for me, because it takes 2 seconds for them to respond.
Yeah, because Vanessa, it's you.
And I'm
I
like,
do the same thing when you text me. I'm like,
but
oh
I'm
my gosh,
like,
I can't wait.
Are you just like waiting by your phone? Do I have a special ringtone when I text you that it pops up? And I just think it's too much. Like, it's almost a turn off when you respond back that fast.
We say the bubbles are the worst thing to happen to text messaging, because if you accidentally hit the space bar or something, they're like, oh, she saw it. She saw it.
I know. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
But there have been a few girls that they didn't respond right back.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy goes, all right, you want to play that game?
You got a couple of people saying,
I'll text you back in about 3 days.
Respond back right away. Viewers saying, respond back right away. Why not?
Yeah.
Seriously.
We got just a couple other people saying good morning. Jason's cueing some of our after show viewers in on the fact that this is an informal show. So we just did a 2.5-hour broadcast with news. So this is a more informal.
Yes, it's a light. It's a light.
Jason's got our back.
This is what we see. This is what you see when we go to commercial break sometimes, unless we're discussing like serious news topics. But sometimes there isn't a lot going on, so we talk about this. So this is kind of our after show. This is what you can see.
And just for those of you out there that are looking for more of that hard-hitting news, we are going to have a cut-in at 7:56 with some of those headlines that made news today that we are going to follow up on 12 News later on today for those of you out there.
I got one. Okay, Angie says, what if it's a guy that you don't really like? How fast do you respond?
He's still waiting.
Oh, there you go.
You're like, you don't.
Ghost him, or as Emma would do, block him.
But what about when you're in a serious relationship? Like, you know, do you expect to get a text back right away from your significant other?
Sometimes you don't, because you're busy and you understand.
Right.
But I always try.
I'm guilty of the hello.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. When I'm in a relationship, if they take too long, and I'm used to them responding back quickly, you know, I'm like, hello? Question mark.
My favorite is mic check. Is this thing on? Is this thing mic? Because we do it on a regular basis. Yeah. But if it's not getting a response, well.
See, there's all those fun games, that they're playing, and then all of a sudden, once they get hooked, then they're like, how come you're not responding? What's wrong with you? Let me see. What did they say? Laura says, love that you guys are talking about this. Laura Brookshire. Tanika.
I don't know how to, I couldn't pronounce that.
Okay, I understand.
Miss Ward.
What if it's a guy that you don't really like?
It is just so weird that this is even a conversation, that we have to talk about the timing of text messaging.
You have to. I've had to counsel so many girlfriends. Like, dude, girl, he's not into you.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
The thing is, when someone's into you. You know, they will give you the time. They're not too busy. They will text you. They will call you. They will make an effort.
In a timely manner.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be like a second after.
Right.
But in a timely manner throughout the day. Or if he says, hey, I'm really busy. I'll text you back in 5 hours. And he does. Or 3 hours. Or 2 hours.
It's just the excuse doesn't work anymore. That like, oh, so sorry. Like, I didn't have. No, you had your phone.
I'm like, Emma, you missed tons of text messages.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. That is a few.
But like, unless you're working out, like I said, when I work out, I put the phone away.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a class. Yeah. So, it's like I'm not available for it. But I kind of need to come back and be like, oh, I was missed. Or,
and if you do miss it, wait about an hour, because that's the average time of a workout. So if you don't want to respond, oh yeah, I was on my 6-mile jog.
All right, guys, let's get to your freshly squeezed juice of the morning. Plenty of parents getting kids ready to head out to school, of course. And for kids at one school in Oklahoma, they're getting the day started right every day. It's thanks to a group called Faith, and Faith stands for Fathers Are in the House, and it's true.
That group is the brainchild of an Oklahoma State trooper and the school's principal. They wanted more positive male role models in the school day.
So every morning there are at least 2, but usually 4 or 5 faith members on hand to greet kids, help out with reading, or just help out with whatever teachers might need. For the past couple of years, faith fundraisers have ensured that every kid pre-K through 8th grade gets a backpack filled with supplies, and the kids get their support. The men get back a lot more in return. How? I think because they build these relationships with them, and I think that's a good bonding moment for the kids too.
You know, there are so many studies that talk about the importance of a father figure. In a child's life.
Absolutely.
How much that can direct their lives, how much it can derail their lives. And this is so neat that there's a group that's tapping into that.
Look at it. High fives all around, positive atmosphere.
I used to love to go to my son's school. I'd go there like, 45 minutes before I'd get out, hang so I could talk to the teachers. I'd find out all kinds of stuff.
So
little kids would come up to me and say, Austin got in trouble today. Austin did this.
They were snitching
So we'd
on
be
it.
driving home. I'd be like, hey, anything you want to tell me about today? How'd your day go? It went fine. Really? So you didn't throw gum in class and get, you want to tell me about it?
It's just being present.
Yeah,
It's being there for your kids.
Knowing the teachers' names, hanging out with the other, knowing the kids. It really meant a lot to me.
It's the best. The 4 of us kids, my siblings and I, we went to the same elementary school, and my dad would show up on campus, but he'd be in full police uniform. So we were the coolest kids because Dad had a badge and, of course, his gun belt, and everyone wants to see the handcuffs, So it was the best.
That's great.
He made us the cool kids on school. Just for that day, we were total losers the rest of the year. But when Dad came to school, it boosted everybody's mood. It was cool to see somebody in uniform. So it's great that that faith group is doing that and getting those male figures.
I think in situations like Grandparents' Day, or where the kids are supposed to bring a grandparent to school, like this situation would help out a lot. If they don't have one, then they can invite one of them to come along.
Totally. I think that's important to remember. Is, when we have Mother's Day that comes around, you talked about that because your son lost his mom very early, and Father's Day, when you miss out on some of that, it's nice to see other people kind of step up.
Oh, big time. Yeah, it's very important to do that for those roles.
Yeah.
Really nice.
So much. That's so exciting. We want you to keep weighing in, but tomorrow on 12 Today, 12 News, of course, everything A to Z, and we're heading to downtown Gilbert, a cool place also known as Heritage District. We're featuring the booming East Valley town and all that it has to offer. It's so great. Today, we were in Gilbert at Mesquite High School, where Jen Wall and Crystal Henderson
both
went
graduated.
back in the day. Yeah.
That's the fun area right there.
Have you guys been downtown
Yes.
Gilbert? Okay,
Yes.
See, it's not that far, Vanessa.
But I've been. The restaurants there are good. And you said there's a great one that we need to go to.
They got
Liberty?
an Oso there now?
Oh,
They got
Liberty
the
Market.
Liberty Market.
Liberty Market's one of my favorites. Postino is delicious.
Oso, do they have an
obviously.
Oso down there too?
They do. I saw that.
They do.
I think it's
I think they're
brand new.
opening one, right?
Nico's is down there.
Oh,
They have
this
this
is great.
homemade ice cream shop, Lolo's Chicken and Waffles. It is one of the coolest places in the East Valley, the place to be.
I heard rumors that a Lou Malnati's is going to be opening in the East Valley, and they just opened one in Scottsdale.
Oh, yeah.
I was full for
I'm like, you were there. You posted about it.
a week. That pizza is something
I wonder
else.
if it's
It's like
going
8
down there.
pizzas on top of each other.
I could live
Anyone
anywhere in the
knows.
valley. I really could. The only reason I live where I live is because it's closer to downtown. That's the only reason.
Sure,
I
for
would,
work,
yeah.
If our station moved to the East Valley, West Valley, I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I want to know. Let's see what.
That's one thing that this place, that Phoenix has, is like good places to eat everywhere.
Yeah, each city is encompassed. You don't need to leave that city.
No.
If you're
Yeah.
from Chandler or you're from Mesa, you can stay in that area. And
For everything.
I think it's becoming a national thing. Back in the old days, you had to go downtown.
You had to go to the
Load up
market.
the kids, we're going to go to a nice dinner place in downtown. Not anymore,
They bring
man.
out this new food that you've never seen before.
It's called a buffet. It's great. All you can eat.
Buffet.
Some of the yellow. Don't get cheap on me.
I like this.
What I love about locally, like downtown and uptown Phoenix, Central Phoenix, is that all the local mom and pop restaurants,
I
like the
know.
unique ones that you can only find one.
I agree.
I like that too.
I
All
love
right,
it.
Jimmy, what else?
Folks, we need some relief from the heat, so we are out checking out some of the coolest places in Arizona, okay? Maybe the coldest spot in the entire state. We'll verify that.
Ooh.
I went about 40 below zero. Yeah, and let me tell you, it hurt. And it was right here in the valley.
Really?
I'll let you know where. Yeah, this is really a good story. It's a local place. You know it very well, but they have to store the food. All that food that you get has to be, and if they're going to ship the food from right here, right, a local product, say
Sure.
milk, and it's got to go to Winslow, or it's got to go all the way to Shiprock, it's got to be cold. Well, this place does it, and they do it first class. 40 below zero, and that's
Look at them zipping around.
Look at this. This is right here in the middle of the summer. These guys are decked out. You'd think it was Chicago in the wintertime in the loading docks over there.
Oh, that is so odd. Can you imagine that being your job? You come in, it's 120 degrees, and then you...
Apparently, it's a very coveted job for that area for the summer months. Those guys just love it.
Oh my God, I just go hang out in the Costco cooler.
Yeah.
That's right. I'll do it.
Get your romaine and your blueberries.
Freezing in there.
Yeah, like, ah.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us right here on the After Show. And be part of the conversation again tomorrow morning, 7:30, only on Facebook Live.
Text us. It's going to take a while to respond.
Is this the time where we do?
Yes.